Swift concurrency is really, really important. That's why you landed on this video. And today I'm going to show you how easily you can learn it from start to finish. Now, if you want to also talk with me about Swift concurrency, go ahead and check out rebellover.com where you can book a call with me right now. Now, what I have done is when I learned Swift concurrency, it was kind of all around the place. I used ChatGPT. I also used some tutorials, and those tutorials were quite technical. And therefore, what I have done is I have created this repo, Swift Concurrency Explained. It's under Repeloper. Go ahead and check it out. The link will be in the description, which takes it step by step with a real analogy, an analogy of a restaurant. So go ahead and check it out. And this is the README file, and everything is under the wiki. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of chapters right over here. But from start to finish, you should just be able to do this in roughly about a few hours. So a day's worth of learning, and you will be up to the top 5% of using Swift concurrency after just one day. So it's really, really powerful. Go ahead and check it out. Now today, I'm just going to touch, just so I get you interested in it, just right over here on chapter 10, we have async let. As you can see, we have kind of an intuition with the chefs and all of this stuff. Go ahead and check out the repository for yourself. And here I just go through how you should use async await and async let in this particular situation. Now, what I did here is just started a project and just set up a good example for the example that we already have inside the repo. And that is the difference between async await and async let. Where should you use it? Why should you use it? Basically, when you're using await, you wait for the results to come one after the other. And then with async let, you start the work at the same time. And then whenever all of the work is finished, you are just going to collect the results. Now, there's a little bit more nuance to it and when you should use it and why you should use it. Basically, that's it. And I'm just going to give you a brief example over here in this tutorial. So go ahead and check out my timer right over here. And just pause the video and take a look at it. It just making sure that I just get back the duration of the work that's being done. We have cook pasta and cook pizza. The pasta will be cooked in 2 seconds. The pizza is going to be cooked in 5 seconds, and it's just going to return this string value. And we have is async await work, which is added to our async await button, and then async let work added to the async let button. And then inside an enum, we have the work state, either be idle, working, or done. And we are just going to toggle between those on our functionality right over here. And according to our work state, we either present this text, what you already see, press to start, working, when it's going to work, we have a progress view, and then the work, after we're done, we're just going to display the work duration. Okay, so let's see how would we approach this, cooking pasta and cooking pizza in an await kind of fashion. So first of all, we would just need to have a pasta, right, pasta. That would be await and then cook pasta, right? And let's duplicate this for the pizza. Await, cook pizza. And then let's just print it out like pasta. Let's have a comma and then pizza, right? So in this fashion, let me just have a little bit more room over here for the canvas so we can see the actual output. If I tap on async await, it's just going to do its job, and after 7 seconds, so we still need to wait, right over here, yes, it just appeared, pasta is ready, pizza is ready. So it's printed out into the console. So that's what it does. And we don't actually know that it took 7 seconds. It took a while, and if you want to stopwatch it, you can do that. But let's just add that code too, so we can just display and just manage this work state. So first of all, we need a timer. Timer equals our timer that I have shown you at the beginning of the video, and then we're going to say timer dot start, and right over here we're going to say timer dot stop. Great. And after we stop it, yes, so let's just see, we need to change this to a variable, because we are mutating our timer. So with this, we are actually starting it, stopping it, and then we need to say the duration equals our timers dot duration. So that's how we are just going to set it up. The duration is a state variable of type double right over here. Okay. So finally, we need to handle the work state. So we're just going to say work state is equals to working right over here. And then after we set everything up, we are going to say work state equals dot and done. And we're not going to set it back to idle. When we are going to type anything, it's just going to set it back to idle. Okay, so now let's test it out. Again, I'm going to tap on async await. It's showing us the progress view because the work state is in idle. And after 7 seconds, yeah, there we go. We just printed out pasta is ready and pizza is ready once more. And as you can see, it took roughly about 7 seconds. So yeah, sleeping is, it's roughly about that. Now, how would we do that in an async-let manner? The async-let is basically saying, okay, start cooking the pasta, start cooking the pizza. And once both of them is ready, so all of them, it could be even more. If you have more, then you can just add in a more. It has to be defined. So 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, but you have to define how many async-let work you are going to set up. And once you do that, you can collect them inside the tuple. So let me just show you how we would do that. So first of all, async-let pasta equals cook pasta. So that is the syntax. Let's duplicate this for pizza and cook pizza, and then we want to await for the results. So let result, which will be a tuple. We are going to say pasta and pizza. So this is the syntax. We need to await. So await. There we go. Because we wait for, in our case, both of them to be ready. So let's print it out. Print and then result. And let's just click on the async-let button. And after 2 seconds, it should just print out that our pasta is ready and pizza is ready. Okay, so roughly about 2 seconds. So let's just also add our timers over here so we can see what's actually going on the view itself. And then let's add also the final timer stop. Okay, and let's clear these things so we can see the console a little bit better. Tapping on async-let, we are processing it, and it should, not 2 seconds, after 5 seconds, because we also want to wait for the pizza, which is 5 seconds. So pasta is ready, pizza is ready. So yeah, as you can see, let's just tap on the async await version also, and that should take 7 seconds now because it's one after the other. Now, it depends on what you actually want to work. Is it dependent on one or another? If it's not, then it's fine. If it's, you just want to make sure that you start each and every work at the same time and wait for all of them to finish and then just use the result, then you should use async-let definitely. Now, this is just a small part of Swift concurrency. Go ahead and check out the actual GitHub repository. It's github.com/developer/Swift concurrency. And, you just tap on here, start here. It's just going to take you to the wiki and go through it one by one. I have analogies over there for the restaurant. We have waiters, chefs, orders, and all of that good stuff. So you can wrap your head around Swift concurrency. If you want me to explain it to you, or just want to learn anything about Swift or Swift UI or iOS in general, go ahead and check out developer.com, where you can meet me on a one-on-one Zoom call.